to have this next guest on. He's been on multiple times. He always crushes it. And we're a big fan of his, and we appreciate him stepping in because we didn't do the second episode because of the Charlie Kirk assassination. We just didn't feel it was right. So we moved it to Monday, and here we are. And Xavier Guerrero is not with us because he is camping. I guess he assumes ICE isn't in the forest. So it's a safe place for him to be. So we got our guest here joining us again. Very excited to have him on. Please welcome Doenut. How are you, buddy?
Donut. What up? It's Donut. Thank you, President Tripoli. I'm so grateful to be here with both of you, Johnny, and all that. Yeah.
Donut, we love you. We always love you on the show. You've been on numerous times, but for those who aren't familiar with you, tell us a little bit about yourself and where our listeners can find you.
You can find me at DOENUT, Donut, and I just talk about occult symbolism, the Illuminati news, which very much ties into one of these biggest world events in my lifetime with this assassination. This is a political assassination that is so huge since JFK. So it's like been 60 years. A lot of people don't know who this figure is. I'm in Arizona, so Turning Point is right down the street from me. So it's a wild time that we're living in.
Yeah, it's a high impact event. It's caused a lot of chaos, and like all high impact events, they keep running the same playbook over and over again. We had talked many times on the show about how the only playbook they haven't ran the only play they haven't ran through from their playbook is a political assassination, and here we got it. Very crazy, man. It's a crazy times. I feel like they're more desperate than ever. And, like any kind of dangerous animal, when they're cornered, they get even more dangerous. So, yeah, it's crazy stuff. Like, where do you want to begin?
Well, there's this issue of Time magazine, which is straight connected to like Skull and Bones, in my opinion, with Henry Luce, who's Skull and Bone member. And they released an edition with Sam Altman talking about the AI. And it talked about how we're not going to know the difference between reality and fiction through this AI over the next 3 to 6 months when it was released during the summer solstice. And that's exactly where we're at now online.
Whoa.
Yes. And there's a perfect Hegelian dialect to bring in the new digital type IDs of scanning the iris code. So we're not going to know the difference between reality and fiction. And it's funny how this event, the mainstream news, is showing how Trump hands are AI. They're just showing all these things which we've all been talking
You're
about.
so right, dude. Trump does that AI video talking about Charlie Kirk, which is really unnecessary. Why do you guys shoot an AI video?
Wait. Okay, so you talking about the video of him behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's AI.
Is that confirmed? Because as soon as I saw it, I was like, that is a weird video. But is that confirmed, or is that just us being conspiracy people? Like,
So the thing is that I've been looking at this AI and working with it. I'm not against AI and technology and whatnot as a video editor. So I look at things. So I don't think it's an evil thing
it's a great tool, yeah,
to use AI. It's going to make him look healthier and better and stronger with that image. But I believe even if you look at the Iran strikes, that was AI. Not the strikes, not the strikes. That was real. I'm talking about when world leaders come up on a world stage, they're not going to want you to be like, oh, they're recording a video. They record the video. This is production, when it comes to world power. So I've been looking at AI presidents, even the movie Civil War, the president in that movie who gets assassinated at the end, he was an AI. And I think that they changed the topic because this is what is going to be pushed for the Hegelian dialect. So everyone will scan their iris code. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Sam Altman was streaming live about mysterious deaths and God on the Tucker show while this tragic event of Charlie Kirk, whose name means church, which the great Jordan Maxwell brought up certain words in etymology that is like super prevalent today. So it's super crazy. And yeah, everything that we're seeing on the world stage can lead back to secret societies, Illuminati orders manipulating world events that will shake our own governments up, that will ruin the plans, because now there's this huge vacuum for the next type of Charlie Kirk to move people into a certain direction.
That's
When
interesting.
you
That
talk
is
about
German for church, die Kirche. I remember that. Yeah. So that's wow. So you think there's even even in his name, there's symbolism. Charlie.
Yeah. And
That's
this is the weirdest thing, that there's this old conspiracy of the Lincoln and Kennedy, how like the birthdays and the dates and the people they're dating, like Marilyn Monroe.
oh
That's
yeah,
a
it's all
very
this,
old one.
right?
And so Charlie Kirk, prayers out to his family and America and worldwide. Charlie Kirk's birthday, who's this new like George Floyd figure now,
Yep, yep. I
has the
saw
same
that too.
birthday as George Floyd.
yeah.
They have the same freaking birthday. And so it's like this left right weird symbolism, just like Greta Thunberg has the same birthday as Kyle Rittenhouse. So you got the left, right,
Whoa.
super weird.
Huh.
So you keep talking about a dialect. What are you talking about? A dialect?
I
You
think it's
brought that up.
called dialectic, but I
Yeah,
call it dialect because
yeah,
I'm
dialectic. What are
retarded.
you talking about?
It's the Hegelian dialectic is what
What is that? For those
It's
who don't
the
know, like
yeah,
Johnny.
problem, reaction, solution.
Oh,
So
snaps.
the problem happens, people react, and then we're given the solution of the problem. And this is exactly what I think is happening with how we don't know if this is real or if it's not real, which I'm looking into. I'm not discounting people who are like this isn't. I don't discount that whatsoever. I'm bringing everything to the table of a crime investigation and looking at it. Um, so the big thing is AI right now. We're in a sex recession too. So the things I've been studying
Yeah.
is AI, the sex recession, and assassinations. And so this is kind of where my thought process is, that what is going to be brought in now with not knowing what's real, what's not, who can we trust, what can we trust. So that solution would be having the digital, like, you know, when you go online and you have to click, are you a robot? And you click it. So that's sort of what's going to happen. So you're going to know you're not a robot because you're going to have your digital passport.
So others can also, as important, so others can know you're not a robot, right? I mean, that's
Yes.
important, right? Yeah.
And YouTube even installed a new system where it can manipulate images. So if we upload a video, there's a tool where AI is making people look better, and sometimes they put weird symbols in the video. So we're just like on some next level stuff that's happening. So that's where my mind's at.
So is there
Dude, that
serious
is
doubt around this
crazy.
event? Like people, there are people who seriously doubt this even happened. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, so when it first happened, as a content creator, we kind of see things happen before the masses happen. So we have data, we have statistics, we have comment sections,
History.
history. And when the
Right.
lockdowns happened, I was working for a conservative alternative news station. And when it was over in China, we were selling out of the food buckets, right? The food storage, but it was like record highs. So we knew something was coming. Or if you have a lot of Bitcoin in your account, you can see it. Wow, it's pumping before the masses see it's pumping. So when this event happened, I wrote rest in peace, Charlie, right? It was just an instant reaction, very sad, you know. And I got a flood of you don't know what you're talking about. You're controlled off, blah blah blah, just
Oh
because I
my
believe
God.
it was real. And I'm not ruling out that it's not. I would look at that. It was just my initial emotional reaction.
Anything's on the table.
Everything, yeah, everything's on the table. And that was weird. So I took down the video because I don't, I'm not trying to wake up the world. They're on their own path. And same thing happened with Elon. When Elon was doing all this symbolism, I was like, yo, he's doing some Freemasonic symbolism. And I got super attacked by so many accounts. And so I'm just like, I don't want that
No,
attention.
you're totally right, dude. So I was doing some crowd work and I brought up SpaceX and I basically got this employee to admit that we haven't gone to space and I posted it. My buddy cut it up for me. We put it out and I was absolutely attacked on Twitter. Like I didn't even understand it. I didn't even understand what that was. I'm like, wow, why did this clip hit so hard? And it's something about Elon. It's something about on his own platform where anything he's associated with blows up even more. And it was just, it was nothing but bots attacking me. It was very weird.
Yes. And so when that happens, it's sort of like a red flag, right? Like, oh, there's something going on here. Um, it's crazy. And but also the history of assassinations leads right back into the Illuminati and the Illuminati lore of the Hashashin order is pretty much the first Illuminati order. And they were working with the Knights Templars and they got everybody, on drugs to go commit, assassins. It was the assassin order. Or you got the Thuggy cult, right? They're
Yes.
which what I guess was like an organic, real, like cool kind of thing, but then it gets hijacked, sort of like the French Revolution, where it's organic grassroots, then it gets hijacked, which leads to like these decapitations on the square with, the rulers at that time, and now X is the world square, and there's all these 33s in it, which is weird. How you had the Pope get shot 33 days into his pontification as he entered the square. It's just is like very ritualistic. And it took 33 hours for them to find this assassin. And just a couple of days before it, you had the 33 tech elite at the dinner party, with Bill and all that. But yeah, so it's a super secret society. Whether that's the Black Hand, which is a secret society that assassinated Franz Ferdinand, who has the same birthday as Elon. That
Whoa.
was what brought us to World War I. So we do have like hidden elements through history that's connected
No,
to.
you're totally right, dude. Everything is astroturfed. None of it's organic. It's a hidden hand all the time. I didn't know the Black Hand was involved with that. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah, it is crazy. So right now, what we're witnessing, like a Clockwork Orange, how he has his eyes open and have to watch like all these tragic videos. That's what we just did.
Oh
And
my God.
yeah,
Like it's forcing you to watch this. It's like trauma. It's like learned helplessness trauma on a mass scale. Twitter's become that. I've said it. It's a trauma deliverance system.
and it's addicting. And like I can't get off it. My hand hurts. Like every day I'm just like, ah.
And I just act like I'm battling the forces of evil, but I'm really just battling a bunch of bots. I'm like going to war against the dead internet.
So, dude, well, and the videos, I mean, they have tens of millions of views now. That all, I mean, children have seen that. They're on TikTok, all over TikTok. Kids have seen him. I mean, it's the modern equivalent of what the Zapruder film or something. I mean, it's just not. Nobody needs to see that and so many angles and 4K. It's not. I don't know. There's something disturbing about that. And I mean, I got it in a push alert from X. It popped up, and the first thing you see when you activate the push notification was that close up of him uh being killed, which is just like, I don't know.
And it's like a little tiny clip that's over and over and it repeats too. So like we're not they still do like these executions all over the world, but
Oh,
it's like you bring your family there, you see it happen, then you go home and have dinner. but we're like seeing it millions of times over and over again. Like, what kind of psychological effect has that?
Trauma,
Just,
dude.
yeah,
Trauma. We're not meant to see this much death, this much
trauma.
violence.
Yeah,
It's crazy to me. And going back to whether this is real or not, the weird thing that Cash Patel is saying, see you in Valhalla, and then people have discovered that there's a city on Go Island named Valhalla, which is the weirdest thing because the kid who is the patsy right now, he's standing in front of a picture of the island, the Go Island where Valhalla is.
wow. And there's an assassin creed based off of the Assassin Order and Knights Templar called Valhalla too, which is where my brain's kind of going. I didn't know that.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. That is, I mean, it's all there. I mean, history tells us this isn't what they're telling us. I mean, the FBI has been swinging and missing since, I don't know, I mean, obviously since the JFK assassination, but really, really been swinging and missing since the Vegas shooting. I mean, the governor, the kidnapping of the governor, none of it makes sense. None of it, dude. It's just so
Mm.
crazy to me.
And the trauma thing you brought up, this happened right before the biggest trauma that I lived through with 9/11. This happened right before
The day before.
the day before. And so it's super like reactivating the trauma. And no one talked about 9/11. And like it's all a meme now, because that's sort of how history goes. Um,
I mean, going back to your I mean, the AI we're getting now is like 40-year-old AI. The AI they probably got is so advanced. Who knows when they first started, using it? There's a big discussion on whether the planes hitting the building was AI enhanced.
mm,
Because
yeah.
I know people that were there that said they saw a plane. They're convinced they saw a plane. And then you see the videos where the building just explodes with no planes. And then you see the plane kind of going into the building in a way that doesn't make any sense, right? That looks like it's just kind of been absorbed by the building. And you're like, how do we know they didn't have AI back then? And they weren't trying to see how it would play in this mass trauma event they just perpetrated on us.
Well,
Doesn't that seem more complicated than just doing the thing? I mean, at some point, it's just easier just to fly a plane into a building with bombs in it, or to blow the building simultaneously. I just don't. I mean, because the implication there is that they kind of want to spare people or something. You know what I mean? Like, and I just don't see. I mean, they have no problem just killing all those people. They don't care.
mm.
Do you
Well,
get me,
so
Sam? Right, right.
No, I do understand that. I do totally understand that. But we're going under the premise right now that it is possible
Yeah, I just don't
that
know
they
why though. Why
staged an
though?
assassination. I mean, and you
No,
brought up
no, not
nine
the assassin. I
11.
mean, 9/11.
I mean, there's so much of this Charlie Kirk stuff that just is right out of the 9/11 playbook, like cleaning up the crime scene before anyone could look into it.
That was so weird.
It's only weird if you don't know what they do, which is clean up the crime scene so no one can investigate.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not typical that it's on camera with everybody just sitting there watching this guy. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that away. I'm gonna take this, stick it under here. It's very peculiar to see that someone on camera doing
I
it.
mean, think about how many angles we have. We have about 5 angles, which sounds like a lot.
We should have infinity angles.
We should
Everybody.
have everyone had their phones out.
well, so
Where
there,
are those videos?
there's this channel I watch called Crowdsource for Truth, and I never met the guy, but he's been breaking down how a lot of cameras went, their internet got cut off right before it happened. Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And then he was tying it into this Bluetooth technology that's been released on Apple. It was wild. And that there's like this drone that like right before it happened,
You see
people's
it
live
fly
stream,
by.
you see it fly by, but also like the streaming ends. And when you're investigating, he brought up that you got to have the original footage to, and now we don't have the original footage. people download AI it and all that. And yeah.
Well, you going back to your AI thing, like the suspect they put out is an AI rendering.
Hmm.
And everyone's like, and I did it too. This doesn't look like that guy. And it doesn't. But you're also, because like with AI, you never get it exactly like the guy. People always make AI pictures of me and it doesn't look exactly like me, but
Yeah.
it's enough that they're making it of me, which
Uh-huh.
is fine. I love it. But, why would you AI enhance a picture of a suspect and it not be exactly what it's meant to look like? It's very weird to me. And it just adds layers and layers of of confusion and muddying the waters and nonlinear warfare.
Like the scripted type reality, and I feel like people get words kind of misconstrued when I say a script, like it's scripted doesn't mean it's not real. Or if I say a psyop, people think that means, oh, it's not real. That just simply means psychological operation. It's an operation on our mind, like a MK Ultra mind control operation. And how a ritual goes down, I used to think it was just one big ritual, right? But now I'm thinking it's a whole type of year ritual, kind of like a script being written out. So today, Peter Thiel is giving his lecture
Oh,
on,
is it happening today?
it's today, God
Oh
and the
my God.
Antichrist,
Oh
right?
my God.
Yeah. So this is
God
kind of
and
like,
the Antichrist from the Antichrist. Here you go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that like talking about yourself in third person? Oh, Antichrist ain't gonna put up with that.
God and me. My story.
But now
My,
he's sort of like the guru to, God and the Antichrist. So it's like, this is kind of how I see it, is that you had this tragic event happen on the train with that poor woman, right? And then that happened like August 22nd, but it wasn't in our algorithms till 2 days or so before this Charlie Kirk assassination, which was a blood moon. Lady Gaga is doing this ritual performance at the
yeah,
VMAs
yep.
called the Dead Dance, which is based off of this Wednesday show. And she released this happy mail called the Unhappy Mail. Something bad's going to happen on Wednesday. And this tragic church shooting happened on a Wednesday. Charlie Kirk thing happened on a Wednesday, his name meaning church. There's just this emotionalness that happens. Then 9/11, then the UFC fight, which is like a cathartic experience, right? Get out the cathartic experience. There's a protest in London. People get that out of their system, protesting and all that. And now we have the gurus come in to tell us about spirituality, which is like AI, tech elite. I don't know if that made sense, but
No,
that's
it's all wrapped in. It's all wrapped in together. And it's just like, again, we were talking about this earlier. So much of this is just like them following these prophecy scripts and astroturfing them happening. Like it's just so deep. And it's like we've talked about this before, but Israel's goal is to get everyone to hate them because this is prophesized that the Israel will go to war with the world and God will step in. So these crazy old kooks are trying to force this to happen. Why would you try to pass a law that violates the First Amendment on the day that they assassinated a guy? Like that means it was set up to go.
right. The prophecy that the whole world is going to go against Israel, right?
Yeah,
Like,
100%. And it's
mhm.
crazy to me. Now, as a guy who deals with the a lot of the occult, like what is the reason they have to follow these rules? It seems like they have rules that somewhat work against them. Why do they have to, like the revelation of the method? Why do they? What is the purpose of that? I know it's their rules, so they have to do it, but why do they have to do it?
That's a great question. And where I'm at is sort of with marketing and images. If you go to the theater, they'll have Coca-Cola advertisements, M&M advertisements. Everyone knows what Coca-Cola is and M&Ms,
Yeah, it's very weird.
but putting that into our memory, reminds us to go buy it. So I think it has something to do with altering memories. So there's this presupposition of, oh, what color was the blue, like what shade was the blue wallet? And which already makes our memories say it's a blue wallet. So I feel like the Mandela effect and all that, just telling us stuff is already somewhat like a hypnosis type priming trick. That's kind of where I think it is, but I don't
Well,
know.
I just watched a video which states that they believe that the Mandela effect is a computer program and that they've been going through the internet and flipping stuff around. So again, we don't know if we're coming or going. And I've been saying that for years. That if they invented the internet, they know how to manipulate the internet. And again, everything's about not trusting your eyes or your ears or the wisdom of your experiences. So now if you go, oh, Britney Spears had a black dress on and not a plaid dress on, now you're like, oh, dude, I remember a plaid dress. Nope, you were wrong. You're like, oh, man, I have bad memories. And now you're not trusting yourself.
100%. Yeah. So that's something that I've been really working on is being grounded in reality. And nobody's grounded in reality. People watch the mainstream news, which is not grounded in reality. But then there's someone like me who reads a lot about theories, conspiracy theories, which isn't totally grounded in reality either. So it's like me working my best to stay grounded in reality. It's important.
I want to get into some of the numerology. I mean, all these videos are blowing up about numbers. His wife is really, I'm going to be kind when I say this, interesting. There's things about her at the casket that was very interesting. Like I was doing a show last night with Austin Picard and Brad Binkley, and we were watching the video of her crying on his casket. And it's a weird thing. Like, Johnny, let's say XG's no longer with us, right? And we go to the funeral, and I'm like, here, film me crying on his body and film, but get really close to my face and follow me as I cry up. It's like everyone grieves different. Everyone grieves different. There's no, whenever like, look how I react, I go, dude, when I get nervous, I start laughing. Everyone has a different reaction to emotional trauma.
Well, I see what you're saying. They really went tight on her, huh? They're like right
They
by
went really tight to the point that you could see her ring. And Johnny, can you see her ring in that?
Yeah, I mean, you want me to pull it up? Yeah, here it is. I mean, I'm just looking at stills here, but you can see it right here.
But if you get, okay, that's a weird angle because you can't see it.
That's
It's a
creepy.
giant. It's a giant. Have you also noticed you never see his head in any of these pictures? Now I know he got hit in the neck, but you don't see anything from the top at all.
Yeah, I mean, that could be just a decency thing, possibly from whoever
I mean,
filmed.
okay, we'll throw that out there. But Johnny, when you and Donut as well, when you get really close to her hand, she has a giant G on her finger. The ring is diamond plated G on her finger, and we all know G is Freemasonry.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the video, Sam. Give me a second.
And also, everybody, you got to go to that Sam Tripoli comedy show because it is the funniest. Like, he is the
I
president
love
of
you, buddy.
comedy. Like I go to wherever he's in town.
I love you,
gotta go
buddy.
to the show. You get a laugh. You get to be around people. You get to have a good time. You get to get off the internet and look at stuff. And Sam is so freaking funny.
I love you, buddy.
Cracking up.
I need a hype man. You're it, dude. So, so if you watch the
It's just the
video
truth.
now, Donut, listen, guys. We are being respectful of the family and the loss. This is not.
Yeah.
This is what gets really hard when you're trying to solve mysteries in the dark. When emotions are very high, everybody takes everything as an insult. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to have a discussion on the variables of this event. This reminds me a lot of the George Floyd situation where they paraded his casket all around.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
all
I mean,
around.
they're both martyrs now, for different causes.
Yeah.
You know, the hands, people were pointing out how it doesn't look real. And I'm not I don't look at, corpses and stuff like that. That's not something I look at, but it doesn't look real. And my thoughts are that it maybe it isn't because they got to still do a freaking autopsy and like figure
Oh, they
out the
still haven't done the autopsy?
They haven't done anything,
Because usually when
Johnny.
they have, well, usually when they have them done up in the casket like that, they've already been embalmed.
You're
So that,
totally right, Johnny. That's what doesn't make any sense. I mean, we go, okay, he died from getting hit in the neck, but they usually give you
right, they didn't show
some
the bone.
sort of a breakdown on how he died, what happened.
It's funny. They had her. Was that a video or a photo you saw? Because they had
No,
her.
it was a video of her going down, him like kind of touching him as she goes down, and
Just
she stops with her hand on his hand,
because it was in the thumbnail of that last thing we watched, but not
right?
in the actual video. Same with this. It's
But
got.
but
Oh, here it is, right
no,
here.
there it
Okay.
is, there it is. But if you see, she turns her head around.
Yeah.
You
Hold
can't
on.
see
They're
it,
teasing the shit out of it. Hold on. Here it is, right.
and you see her hand, and that ring right there is a giant G. It's a giant
Yeah. I mean,
diamond plated
I will
G.
say if he has been treated at a funeral home, which I would assume if they're having him in an open casket already, he would have makeup on his hands because you lose all color. You get this kind of pallor. You become turn
oh,
completely white. Uh, and I would assume they would have makeup on him to make him look like a healthy skin tone.
No,
you
I'm with you on that.
This is gonna sound wild, but what I was thinking, which kind of could work with this as well, because people are freezing themselves to upload their consciousness into
Oh.
the, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
to
it certainly could be. Yeah,
and there was all these stories of Trump passing, President Trump passing away, and in my head I was like, what if like that actually did happen and they froze him and put his like consciousness into the AI, and the AI is actually the president now with like his consciousness. And so like who knows, like because like we're so much more advanced now. Even the Albania, they have a AI prime minister like
God,
getting set into place that,
can you
Well,
imagine if Trump died and now the videos are just all AI because it's AI Trump, baby. He's not going anywhere.
well,
Oh, that's crazy, bro. That would
the
be
new Predator show on Hulu, they are
alien,
literally
alien.
talking about Alien, yeah, excuse me, Alien show. They're literally taking someone's consciousness and putting it in another body. That is the opening of the show. And these are like superhumans. They have superhuman um abilities, so superhuman that this waif model can take out an alien. There's a moment where she beats the alien up and chops him in half, and you're like,
Spoiler
"This is
alert.
yeah." I don't. I mean, watch it. It's an alien
Is it
show,
good?
but
Did you like it? Is it a good show?
it's not bad. It's like gory, but it's not bad, dude. It's not bad. Everyone really likes it.
Yeah, I've heard it's
But
really good.
the first thing you know understand is that once again they got women beating up everybody, and the guys are like, "What do we do? I don't know what to do." Right? And
So
then she
annoying.
beats up this alien. This guy is just frozen with fear as the alien's gonna make out with him, and she comes and saves him. It's really freaking nuts,
Make
dude.
out with-
And
Right?
South Park had Charlie Kirk on, so he made it to the top,
yeah.
being on that show. There's something weird going on with these TV shows and all that.
Well,
The
it's
show,
all predictive programming, right?
Mhm.
It's all predictive programming. That's all they're doing is they're programming us for when something comes that we're used to it. And they've been using television, right? Programming,
Programming,
TV
yeah.
programming. It's all there. So, I saw you doing some stuff on numbers. Do you have any numbers about this assassination that you could tell us about?
There's a lot of numbers on it, and it's not something that I'm totally got in my head right now. There's way more qualified people looking at it, but there's like this big connect from Charlie Kirk's first podcast to September 11th, the day before. It was 666 days. I saw somebody post that. There's this 88 connection, like in Gematria. Trump equals 88, the like numerical value of the letters in his name. And I think Charlie Kirk and Trump, there's like a birthday thing where there's 88 days. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot, like a ton of number stuff. But I don't have anything.
33 is huge.
Mhm.
The three hats that are presented is 4 and 7. There's three hats that adds up to 11. 11 times 3 is 33. Freedom equals 33. It's so crazy, dude. And then again, she has a ring on that's G. Now, I thought they said from his first podcast to the day he got assassinated was 666, which is not a lot of days, man. It's got to be like, what is it, 666 days?
Yeah,
What
from
is that?
the first day of his podcast to the September 11th was 666 days. And just there's so much weird stuff with the numbers. What I find weird is that a lot of this loose energy kind of ritual, emotional manipulation started on this blood moon, which was an eclipse on the 7th, and now his funeral will be happening on the solar eclipse on the 21st. So a lot of my thoughts have been in the astrological type alignments right now. But with the number stuff, there was a movie called Weapons. Did you see that?
Yes, yes, I saw it twice now. Yeah,
So there was 217 all throughout this movie. It's about the
the time, right?
the
Yeah.
time was 217. The 17 kids in the classroom go missing, and then there's the two people left still there, 217. Then this tragic church shooting that happened, all in the news, it said 217 because of this weapon. And
Yeah, yeah, I saw you post that. Oh yeah, dude.
and that killer was sort of like the same narrative of like the T-Rans kind of stuff in the news now with this kid and all that. Yeah, I don't know, Matt. It's
Sounds
better to
good.
like show images and the numbers, but I don't really have it too much in my head right now.
Do you have any images to show? We can do a share screen if you
Yeah, I've
want.
already set it up if you wish to.
Oh, okay. Let me
I will
see. Let
say,
me
by the way, it is. Did you guys read like the messages he sent in his Discord where he confessed?
Do you believe that? Because
What?
Discord said it's not him.
What? I
It
mean,
was
it.
just, dude. It's
Oh,
so
really?
late. It's so lazy. Do you know what the name of the Discord account was? Tyler. That's it. That's the
Well,
only
well,
thing
that's what
that
I'm gonna.
ties it to.
Let me read the message. I mean, it's just kind of unbelievable, and it's been reported everywhere. Like the New York Times has it, so I don't know. But it says, "Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this. I'm surrendering through a. I'm surrendering through a sheriff friend in a few moments. Thanks for all the good times and laughs. You've all been so amazing. Thank you all for everything." That was what he wrote. The killer. Like okay, really?
I mean, that's so bad.
Yeah.
That is so not
I mean, it's
believable.
almost like it was written by like the FBI or something. That's how bad it is. Can they just let the AI handle the fake confessions from now on?
That's so bad. It's so bad. What are we looking at?
Oh, so this is just my screen of stuff I've been looking into. Um, I can go through, find something. I just
Yeah.
scroll through what I've been looking at. Right here is just the assassins, the important of the assassin order during the Olympics, which is the worldwide ritual. We got the Super Bowl, right, which I think will be really pushing us into the metaverse and AI this year or next year. But you had the assassin order all over the freaking Olympics with this like Dionysian ritual and all that. You know what's? I want to see if I write Valhalla so I can bring that up too. Um, hmm, okay. Well, there's like an Assassin's Creed Valhalla. All right, here,
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Um,
Whoa.
yeah,
Whoa. I didn't know that. They actually had a game called Valhalla. Oh my God.
yeah. Let me see if I could pull up something real quick on the Valhalla. Because this was promoted during the Olympics. Valhalla, uh-uh, um, Donut. Let me see if I could. Okay. I don't see it. I'll just move on. So I just going through all the different rituals, the AI.
I noticed you had.
Okay, neck
Oh
equals
yeah.
33. Everything's the neck, right? With George had his knee on the neck, this poor girl on the train stabbed in the neck, and
Whoa.
Charlie Kirk gets blasted in the neck. So right there's another 33. That's interesting. And I was looking at Mithra because Mithra stabs this white bull in the neck. And I thought that symbol, and I'm not saying that this is what it is, I'm just looking at these symbols of ancient mystery cults that I thought this guy with the red hood stabbing the white girl kind of looked similar. And maybe that's why
Hmm.
they were showing this symbolically because these images in our head resonate deeper because that happened on August 22nd, which was a long time ago. Um, so I just look at all the different symbols of stuff. What else? There's the blood moon with Lady Gaga. I think it's connected to like these mushrooms, the Amanita muscaria mushroom. Um, yeah, I wish I had the like a presentation more in order. This is sort of just like my browser of things I
No, it's
look.
fine, dude. You're
I
killing it.
noticed you had up Elon at that UK protest. Was there anything there that you thought?
Oh, this was just, at the protest.
Yeah, that was a weird because he was like on the screen in front of all those people being interviewed. Elon was, and it was, and he had this.
By that guy Tommy Robinson or whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I can't remember what his name, but yeah, that UK leader who was leading that movement over there. I mean, then the press were trying to say it was like 100,000 people. Dude, it was way more than 100,000 people in the streets of the UK. And it's funny. I mean, it seems as though Canadians and people in England are taking Charlie Kirk's death as hard, as seriously as we are here, if not more so, especially in England, because they're at such a touchy moment right now with the immigration riots, or immigration protests, and then you know,
And Turning Point is also like UK based as well, right? So,
yeah, it's funny. I mean, I was listening to some of the speeches, and they were kind of comparing it to making an extrapolation from what was it was kind of, I mean, they were twisting it, but they were like, if he was here, he would be with us right now. He wouldn't. One guy was like, said he would have been arrested by our thought police here instead of murdered if he was here. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of using his image and voice now for.
Well, what do you think about Israel making an AI version of him?
It's crazy, dude. That's the
Dude, it's the
craziest thing.
craziest video I've ever seen, dude. I mean, the Israel straight up made an AI version video of him
Shameless.
speaking up about how much he loved Israel. It's like
Shameless.
it's so crazy. And then the progressive left made an AI video of him in which they made him feel bad about all the kids who've been shot by gun violence because he said, you can't get rid of
Yeah.
the Second Amendment even if there's gun violence. It's just you got to protect it all times. I mean, it's just people are just out of pocket.
Yeah, he's got that quote where it says like the deaths that are worth keeping a Second Amendment is basically what he says. Did you see this too, where Netanyahu was asked about whether they had anything to do with it, essentially, which I can't
Dude,
believe somebody even
it's
brought it up.
so
To his face.
insane, dude.
It's great that
Yeah.
somebody brought it up to his face, even in this dismissive way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so good at it. That guy.
I mean, it's just absolute, and this is all with the backdrop of that what he's doing in Gaza. It's so crazy to me. I would have been like, I would have loved. What's her name? That chick who's gotten so much plastic surgery, you can't
Greta
even
Van Susteren.
you can't. She doesn't even look like the same person anymore.
No.
Now she looks like a puppy dog. You know, I would have been like, why were Jews kicked out in 109 countries?
well, you know,
I
it's
know,
a,
dude. Donut's Jewish. I know,
you got,
but we'll pull it back. We'll pull it back. I
no,
don't
no,
want to.
no, no. No, don't pull it back.
We'll pull it back.
Push it in.
But again, it's under the understand. My girlfriend's Jewish. It's like Jews, and then what the crazies over there are doing, I think, are two different things. And this is a show of love, so I don't want anyone to get uncomfortable or anything
Well,
like that.
well, no, no. It's the way I look at a lot of these events is you can't let a tragedy go to waste, right?
Yes, 100%.
What we're seeing is everybody. It's not just, Israel doing this. You got the Muslim world doing this, you got the left doing this, you got the right doing this to push their agenda forward, which is just human nature. The way I look at stuff is through the autonomic nervous system, which is our belief systems, which are imprinted into us, which is different than mind control. You can brainwash someone into a cult, but let's say you're born into a cult or like your favorite Super Bowl or football team or whatever it is. You can't get rid of that because it's actually in your body, in your belief system. Um, so I look at stuff that way, and everybody is pushing their own type of ideologies, agendas. And this was a huge thing for me to learn over the last like 2, 3 years is understanding the ideologies of somebody. And not that if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but when you get like people pushing like, yo, this is what to believe. Well, why are they saying that? Well, they're imprinting their ideologies, their political values lean this way. So that's what they're going to focus on because of the reticular activation system, the RAS. I look at symbols. I'm Jewish, so I'm going to be biased to Jews.
I
And
respect that.
but understanding that, then like that's just where I'm at. But then understand now that I can understand myself, I could see where other people are to push it. And when you're looking at evidence, you got to look at all the angles. So it's good to look at every single angle, which is hard to do.
It is hard to do. And above everybody are these money masters, these dark occultists who worship a dark. I always just say the Abrahamic religions are just middle management to these much older, darker. Before they Abraham, there were powerful religions. Do you think they just seceded their power to the Abrahamic religions? No, they infiltrated all of these religions and manipulated them. I mean, Christianity has so much occult symbolism in their religious holidays. Christmas, Easter, all this stuff is old pagan holidays. It's all in there, and it goes so much deeper than anybody wants to know. But their whole goal is divide and conquer. That's it. Get
Yeah.
these people against these people, and when you take a look at like whoever you think runs the world and whatever religion you think they might be, when you really study them, they give you the symbols, let you know that they worship something deeper. That's not Christianity. It's not Judaism. It's not Islam. It's like, okay, you're a Muslim. You go to Mecca. What do? You go around a black cube, right? Jews have a black cube right there. I mean, you go the cross. They think is basically an unfolding of a black cube.
Hmm.
That's the symbolism that really runs so much of it, in my humble opinion. That goes much deeper at the highest levels of power. The people on the street level, you, me, and all these people, they're mostly all good people that are getting manipulated from the top down to fight with each other.
Well, weren't you sharing that AI? The AI, one of the guys that started OpenAI changed his
Profile
wallpaper.
pic to the Saturn
Yeah,
with the
like
hexagon at
crazy.
the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super crazy to me that
Yeah.
all that symbolism's there.
Isn't that wild? See, that's what I like. I like to follow the symbolism because it tells a totally different story. So when I'm looking at these world events, like we were showing what was happening in the UK, like the flag, the Union Jack, it's the double cross, which is very symbolic. And then the Saturn symbolism, with the hexagon on top of Saturn that we see like on the ChatGPT logo, or Elon Musk's logo. Grok is like a Saturn. The Saturn's everywhere. That is so fascinating to me, with symbolism. So I'm happy you brought that up.
Yeah, it is crazy to me, dude.
And it controls people because it's like imprinted in them. Like you see a symbol, but finding how far back do these symbols actually go? Like the Star of David, my rabbis, when I was in the grew up in the Orthodox community. I'm not like religious or anything. It just parents, they were,
Respect.
you know, but they would be like, yeah, the Star of David, it's not even Jewish. It's not even in the Torah.
Oh,
And
they used to say that to you a long time ago? That's
I,
crazy.
yeah, but I wasn't, I was like with the like hardcore, guys that were
Right.
like living like it was like 4 or 5 thousand years ago. And they also did believe that dinosaurs existed too. You know what I'm saying? So
So
it's,
they got some things right.
yeah, for sure. And, but so when I heard Jordan Maxwell talk about the Star of David and the hex and how they're putting a hex on the Jews, I listened to it because he pronounced the words correctly. So he was like listening, and he didn't just go after Jewish people. He went after everybody, which made me be like, okay, I'll listen, because he's going after everybody. Um, but that symbol, I guess, goes back even further. Like it's not even like so like other cults were utilizing that symbol as
I mean,
well.
you see swastikas in old synagogues. Like what they do is they take
Right.
these symbols and they they flip them upside down. They perverse them, and that used to be the Hindu symbol of peace. Now it's seen as a hate symbol. Same thing with the spiral, dude. That used to be the universe. Now everybody thinks it's a pedo symbol. It's
Wow.
like it's perverting. It's they want to pervert all these ancient symbols that get you closer to God. They've been
Uh-huh.
doing it forever. I can't believe that because sometimes when people bring up the Star David and Rem fan, I'm like, oh, is that just a little? But that's crazy that your own parents were talking about that.
Well, my parents, no, they wear it because they're like, but the rabbis, that's what they were.
Oh, the rabbis were saying that. Oh, that's still crazy.
Yeah, and so symbols, they mean something, and they're in our imprinting. So they go
They're
along like,
charged. They're spiritually charged.
yeah, and also like you can now there's a vacuum of Charlie Kirk, right? So everybody wants that title, the just like Trump, there was a vacuum in the political sphere for Trump to come in because there was this huge vacuum. And he filled it like perfectly. So now there's this vacuum, and everybody wants that number one spot. And using symbols is a way to get there. So even if you don't have a religious belief, if you show the symbol and you say that you do through different conversions and whatnot, it's just like a power tool to harness power, a lot of the ways. So yeah, this is crazy. We diving deep, homeboy.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I'm with you on that. It is crazy, dude. I mean, Greg Carlwood says it all the time. When you deviate from the norm, that's where you usually find conspiracy. And he's totally right. There's nothing in this that makes any sense at all. None of it. Now they're saying that the video of him jumping off the roof is AI. Now they're saying that's AI. And it totally lines up to what you're talking about, this introduction of AI into our reality. What is real, what is not real.
Well, something popped in my head. Benjamin Disraeli, I think he was the first Jewish prime minister of the UK. He wrote a book on secret societies. It's called like Coingly or something. I'm not wicked smart. I'm working on getting wicked smart.
You're doing great.
But he did a presentation on September 10th, right? That's the day the Charlie Kirk thing happened back in like long time ago. And he talked about secret societies ruling everything, and they could mess up all the government plans on that date. And I think that was written in the Webster book, who talked about the Illuminati. So that's just weird too.
So Dan Bongiorno or whatever his name is, he just came out and said, "Guess what? The suspect is on suicide watch."
Uh-oh, that's not good.
That is not. You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. If you're this kid, I mean, it's not going to end well for him anyway. He. They say he turned himself in, or his dad turned him in. He hasn't been cooperating. He says he didn't do it, and they already put him on suicide watch.
But on Discord, he said that he did it, Sam.
You mean Tyler said that? Tyler, that and
Yeah,
like,
Tyler at
'cause-
Tyler Robinson Killer. Yeah, that's
yeah,
yeah, that's
because people always put their real name when they're going to say some horrific crime
Yeah.
that they're going to commit,
especially
right?
on Discord. Nobody likes to be anonymous on Discord. That's pretty much everybody uses their real name there.
It's absolutely insanity, dude. It's crazy. They're going to wrap this thing all up real quick, dude. Real quick.
Yeah, I tell you, dude, if they kill him, then it tells you that it's like it's a real op. If he gets to go to trial and stuff, then I got questions. But if they kill him, like, okay, and we know it was an op, then like a real
I mean, there's nothing about this that doesn't say it's
well, no,
an op, dude.
but if it goes to trial, we'll get. I mean, because this will be a capital offense in Utah. We'll get to see this go all the way. So it'll be yeah. I mean, golly, to get to hear possibly that guy speak, because he's crazy. He might talk, although I can't imagine they'd let him talk. But I don't know.
There's no way.
It's just so rare we get to see these things go to a trial, And
Even Butler, we don't know. We don't know nothing about Butler.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, I mean,
we know nothing about Butler. Luigi's been hiding forever. I can't believe he's still alive.
Me either. Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy, dude. But
and
this
he's
one,
like supported too by lunatics on
lunatic
the left,
fat chicks love him. Lunatic fat chicks.
The same women that love this guy.
They said crazy how much ass serial killers get.
They do. It is crazy. That's something I'm very fascinated in learning about, the sex recession and like the psychology of the bad boys, right? Like the Nephilim are getting all the chicks, right? Tripoli.
Yeah, I
They're
wish.
the bad boys.
I wish. I wish. It's crazy time. There's so much symbolism in this stuff, dude. There's so much symbolism, dude.
Yeah, have you heard about this sex recession? It's not a popular topic.
No, tell me about it.
I think it's crazy. And so it's people aren't having sex anymore, and it's dropped off like 50% or something. And the studies are saying that it's because we don't have dinner parties, we don't go out, we are on our phones, which makes total sense. And I agree with that. But they're leaving out a lot of information when that comes to all the different chemicals that we have in our bodies now, the testosterone dropping, and the blue light frequencies as well. So the blue light that we're all watching, death on this blue light, it's making our cortisols high. Stress is the number one killer. That's going to lower the libido. And so it's funny, the blue light weakens the erections and the arousals. So we go through the scientific data of it, but also I wanted to tie in the bioenergetics of narcissism as well, which is left out through Alexander Lowen's work, who was a mentee of Wilhelm Reich, who was like arrested by the U.S. government. His books were burnt. His books were burnt by the National Socialist as well, and tie in this controversial figure into the sex recession because he talked about the rise of fascism and like the sexual repression. He's the guy known for the sexual like revolution and all that. And so I wanted to tie in all these controversial figures in this study. And Alexander Lowen talks about narcissism is the deadening of one's true self with their emotions. So a lot of people don't like have like even when this event happened, like there was an emotional like appeal to a lot of people, or there was, and tying all that into this factor of this culture that we live in. Um, yeah, the sex recession is crazy. It's crazy stuff, but people aren't banging anymore. It's
People,
dry.
and let's not. First of all, you got sex everywhere on your phone. You don't have to hit on women anymore, which is so crazy to me. Because when I was in my 20s, that's all I thought about is getting laid. Everything I did was to get laid. Everything I did was I was constantly hitting on chicks, constantly. And
I
now, like, nobody's doing that because they have sex on their phones. And the Me Too movement, they think they're going to lose their jobs if they hit on the wrong chick.
But also
oh
dating on it,
right.
not just sex on your phone, it's dating on your phone. Because remember the first decade or more of dating online, you wouldn't tell anybody if you had a dating profile. That was embarrassing, bro, to be online dating. And now it's, yeah, I mean, it's what everybody like I mean, what's that? Like probably 90%, right, of kids, single, college students and stuff probably have a dating profile. I would say, and it was like shameful when I was in college. Like you would, oh God, you'd be hounded for having met someone online. Oh my God.
Well,
Ugh.
so like we build this, tying it back to like the 60s and what they were talking about, this character armor. So like a narcissist puts a mask on so they don't show who they really are, so they can operate in the world for power in a sense, right? The mask, and now we have the digital character armor of a profile image where we got to look good for the crowd. We can't be who we really are. So everybody's sort of built up a huge armoring, which gets rid of the spontaneous fun, joy going out there. And it's weird because I heard that when you're 40, like the sex drive isn't as like crazy as a guy, and that's why you make more money because like in your 20s, that's all you're thinking about, and then like those hormones change. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're just living in a crazy time, dude. This depopulation agenda is winning left and right. I mean, nobody's getting married anymore. Why would you get married? I mean, there's no purpose in it anymore. Back in the day, you get married because you would get somebody who hasn't been around with everybody. You would give up your bachelor lifestyle, and you would sacrifice for your family. What is the purpose of that now? Doesn't
Everybody's married
exist.
to the state now. Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. It's such Bill Gates. How is he allowed to walk the planet? How is he allowed to do what he does? It's just crazy. I know everything's fake and gay, but still, dude, that guy is attached to all this darkness, and where he just allowed to do it. And there's no repercussions except for one time he got a pie in his face. That's it. It's crazy to me, and it just gets darker and darker and darker, and it just really sucks, dude. The purpose of all this stuff is just to realize when they're lying to you and to not just accept the story because they've never been honest. When was that? I've asked everybody, when was the time the FBI was honest? I mean, we just went through the Mueller report, which was completely a lie based on Russian collusion. I mean, like when the Vegas shooting, we all know that's a lie. The fuck finders. I mean, we can just keep going. Epstein. I mean, we can just keep going. It's crazy to me. And we have and that's all part of it. Distrust of authority too. That adds to the chaos.
And leaving the country, and like traveling to like other places, it was really weird. I went to Japan, Mexico, just like left the country. Not to leave America. I love America. I just should travel. And that's not even on their like mind. Like, so here in America, we like got so much like tension and craziness going on in the psyche.
It's just crazy to me, dude. We live in
But there's a
cra
hope. There's hope though.
Well, there's always hope. I mean, they tried to pass a couple laws and we pushed back and they couldn't do it. I just wish everyone would realize that fighting with each other is going to cause the chaos,
Mm.
you know? But do you think there's any chance that Charlie Kirk is still alive?
I'm open to it, yeah, but that's not my initial response. It wasn't.
Too many people there.
But when the Trump assassination attempt happened, I was very scared for the country. I believed it to be real, but I still investigated it 100% that it was like staged, and then it changes my mind. So I'm open to looking at everything.
Wait, so
But
where did you end up on the Trump assassination attempts?
so where I'm at on it
Yeah.
is, I think that it happened, but it happened at a point where the shooter wasn't gonna actually take him out, but clip his ear, because it just seemed to me to be too real. Like that acting, I don't see, but I do think that it was stage, but not in a stage that didn't happen. That it was staged. Like you got the Illuminati card that shows it. There's like
Yeah.
all these symbols and
Oh
ritual.
yeah, did you see the Illuminati card, dude? Johnny, will you look up
Yeah.
and enough is enough?
Yeah. It's the one
Donald
that's
Trump
clearly Trump. Yeah.
But look at what it says, dude. This is and Trump said enough is enough, I think, in that AI video.
Yeah.
And read it. Read the first line.
Yeah. I'm looking for a high res of it here. Hold on. Here it is right here. Give me a second, guys. There you go. All right. It says, enough is enough. At any time, at any place, our snipers can drop you. Have a nice day. Play this
How
card on your own turn before drawing any plots. You remain, and then it's just the powers of the card, obviously. But
oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that was the big like what the heck? You see that little like line, like a bullet kind of thing going
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
ear. It looks just like him. He's the Enough is Enough. Hulk Hogan came out with Enough is Enough, and yeah, it's crazy.
It's so crazy.
yeah, this card game is something.
Dude. What a weird ass world we live in, dude. What a weird ass world. Donut, I love you. Thank you for coming on.
I love
So
Donut.
what
you. Thank
what other
you.
projects do you have coming up?
Oh, I'm just like I have no idea. I
Oh,
have
I
no.
got another three for you, Donut. Three white stripes visible on the flag, right?
Oh, there you go.
There you
Whoa.
go.
Maybe
Whoa.
that's like the reflection of that three. So it's like 3 3. I'm just, just doing my thing. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't think anybody does. So, but you can find me at Doenut, Doenut.
It's just crazy to me, dude. Donut. You were
Nut.
great today, dude. Thank you so much for coming on. You have an open door anytime you want. And
Thank you.
let's break down the episode. All right, Johnny, what'd you think?
That's our guy right there, Donut. Seems cool.
Donut. He's a good guy. I like him. He
Yeah,
does.
appreciate him
He's
coming in.
got a hard job being Jewish in the conspiracy community. You
Uh,
know, it's like we're not all bad, which they are.
that's
They're
right.
not all bad. They're great people. They're just like anybody, dude. You know, same thing with white people. Same thing with Christians. Same thing with all that stuff. You know, it's the people. It's the psychopaths at the top that
Yeah,
cause chaos for everybody.
yeah.
So, what are your thoughts, Johnny? You think there's any chance that Charlie Kirk is still alive?
No,
I don't
too
either.
many people there saw it. No, it was weird how people were even pretending he was still alive for a while. Like, I mean, you heard conflict. It shows you when stuff breaks, man, you can't trust anything you hear. Like, we heard he was a registered Republican, the shooter, for a while. You know, they were talking about Charlie Kirk being alive. He was getting a blood transfusion and stuff, which I'm sure they
It's
did
just
for a
all
little while.
bullshit. And the problem now is lying is no longer uh um shunned.
Yeah, there's no penalty for it.
I mean, dude, I can't tell you how many times I go onto YouTube and just somebody has a salacious YouTube channel and I strike them for misinformation. I'm just tired of it, dude. We have to have a little bit of honor.
I agree. Yeah,
We
I
have to
just
have
started
some honor that we're
unfollowing
all going to tell the truth to the best of our ability.
or muting.
To
I started
lie
muting.
for click and views, it's like ridiculous.
Yeah, I just started muting those channels, or blocking even some of them on X, even though I don't love blocking. But I just can't. It's too much noise in the signal, and it makes it impossible. The signal to noise ratio is just so bad that you can't get the useful information for all the horse shit. And
I agree, dude.
but yeah, do you think there's a chance? You said no, right? You don't think he's possibly alive, right?
I don't think he's. I just, like, what does he do with the rest of his life? Does he not get to see his kids?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Was he like, hey, dude, we're gonna send you over to this goat island. We're going to do this facial reconstruction. And then you'll go live over here.
Yeah, you'll be your wife's new boyfriend.
And you'll never ever meet you never see your
young
kids
children.
again.
Yeah. Why would he agree to that? I mean, I could see the only way he would agree to that is if they come to him and like, hey, we'll kill your whole family in a plane crash, or you can go live your life as, Donald Rumsfeld or something, and, like just on Goat Island. Like, and then maybe
it just seems easier to off them.
Yeah, it is. That's always my argument with these things. When people are like, "Oh no, he's still alive," something. Nah, dude, they don't care about you. They don't. If Israel did this, which I'm not ruling out, or had a hand in it, like of course they would, they would kill everybody in that audience if it would, somehow benefit the state of Israel. And I mean, at first when we talked about it on that original, because we were dealing with a lot of, emotions and just like confusion. Like we were saying, we didn't really think that he had started to say anything against Israel, because to us, he's a Zionist. But he had clips keep coming out of him recently, casting a
Johnny,
little.
will you find Candace Owens on Twitter? She did a little video. Let's watch it real quick before.
Okay. I love her.
Okay, as Johnny's looking at that, go to samtripoli.com. Check out my dates again. Can you bring that up, Johnny, real quick?
The video or your website?
No, bring up my website. Can you do two things at once, or is that not possible?
Yeah, I can, but you're gonna have to give me a second on the other one. Hold on. All right, San Tripoli. Just a second. All right, we got your website right there.
Okay. A lot of great stuff going up there. And if you go to Sam Tripoli events, Sam Hyde
Yes.
is ruthless.
Yes.
And to see
he
him
goes on to say, he's like, this is, if you're tweeting ironically, and trying to be, find the joke in this, it's not the time. Sam Hyde said that, dude. I mean, think of that. Like, it really, it's clear it affected him. That was incredibly, the opening was, moving. Yeah. That was a lot.
We're in a spiritual war, people.
Mm.
The key is to know their game and not fall for it and not allow it to get you, because all they're programming us right now is for civil war. That's what they want, because that's how they get martial law. And I'm not saying a day might come where we won't have to do something, but this is their goal. Okay.
When everybody resorts to violence, they can't. They can't lose.
Because then they can bring in the drones, bring in the boots, bring in the batons, bring in the high tech weaponry, and just unleash on us. But there are more of us than them.
Yeah.
That's why when you're fighting with all these people, okay, you're playing into their hands. And I just wanted to say something. I said it on the Simple Hour. I just recorded that.
What is that?
It's a big podcast I just did before this one. And I just want to say, dude, that the modern day cancel culture was created by the left. They created that monster, and now it's eating them up. Because, yeah, there's tech guys out there, that these tech lords, they control a lot, but they can't control momentum. And if they shut it all down, they'll lose their entire crowd, because they need us more than we need them. And now that the corporations don't control the message blatantly, and we can all, again, like Doenut said, go to the Times Square and talk, they're losing the edge. And now the left, which was astroturfed as this powerful dojo of purple and blue hair and green hair, non-binary, so we're getting everyone fired from Saturday Night Live, fired from their jobs, fired for all this shit, firing people because they thought women should use women's bathrooms and men should use men's bathrooms. You created this, and now it's come and it's eating you up, and it's spitting you out. And do you have the ability to go independent, because your whole entire existence is conformity? And then when you're kicked out of the system, what's going to happen to you? I was kicked out a long time ago because I talk mad shit. I'm always honest and I'm always truthful. You're fucked. So don't cry for me. Don't cry to me. You created this monster. You created the thought police. You created dangerous words. You allow people to act out of pocket because you don't want to offend them or be called a racist. So you look away from certain behaviors and you pound other people for doing much less. You created all this. And now the roosters come home to roost. You create a monster and now it's destroying your tiny non-binary village and nobody feels bad for you. You canceled Shane Gillis. He's gotten bigger than ever. So you didn't even do it. But what's the fuck a barista going to do out of Starbucks? Where are you going to go that's going to follow you everywhere? Nobody likes that person. Even if you don't like somebody. You guys got mad when anyone called out the narrative about George Floyd. You got them fired. When people called out the narrative about COVID, you got them fired. Your hypocrisy is so blatant. And you see that on the right, too. The right's hypocritical, too. They love free speech until you say something they don't like. You have to allow bad ideas to be heard. And how do you counter bad ideas? With good ideas. That's why Twitter's so great. The minute you put out something stupid, you get your dick kicked in instantly. And that's how you have a proper society. You run people out. You have people afraid to be honest with who they are. Then you find out who the fucking racists are. You allow them to say their shit. And then you meet them with better ideas.
Yeah, that's what he tried to do, right? Yeah.
All right, Johnny, anything else? Do you got anything you want to promote?
Yeah, we'll be doing a new Broken Sim sometime this week. There's one out right now too, if you want to see it. It's if you want to live in that world before this shit all went down. We recorded it right before
a different time.
all that happened. Yeah, yeah.
Different time. And guys, September 20th, my new special, my new crowdwork special, Barbecued, drops on YouTube at youtube.com/Sam Tripoli Comedy. Check it out.